Three, two, one, zero, and let's get this beautiful game from the Starcraft Starcraft World, season number 14, one versus one ladder. And this game was suggested to me by none other than Vulture AV himself. He's playing the lime pale green Protoss, and he's up against Hollywood AV, also known as Rumble AV or just known as Boo. And he's playing the yellow Terran here. And well, yeah, let's just get this game rolling. He suggested to me that this game should be pretty good, and I trust Vulture's gut feeling, considering he played the game himself. Although, when you're playing a game yourself, sometimes the game is way more exciting than when you're watching it. Because when you're playing, well, you are looking at it from a whole different perspective because you're in it. You are the one guiding, piloting everything that's going on. You can feel the adrenaline from your performance as you click, and you feel everything connecting just completely right. Everything is just perfect. Everything's connecting. You enter the zone, so to speak, that pro athletes sometimes talk about, where they're not thinking, they're just seeing and acting purely on instinct. Well, that's something that can skew your perspective of the quality of a game. But let's just see how it goes out and play, and how it plays out, and judge whether this is an epic replay or not after we finish watching it. So Vulture starting out with an early Nexus, followed by probably two gateways right here in that pylon build zone. And Hollywood AV starting off with 3 barracks, as is his most standard build, and it's pretty much the most standard build imaginable for a fastest map. Everyone does this build. Sometimes people don't. Sometimes people do slightly different variations, but 90% of the time, I would even dare say 95% of the time, this is the build you're going to be seeing from a Terran. And that knowledge of knowing exactly what build is going to come out for Terran 95% of the time, just give you some pointers with what you can do at the start as a Protoss. It's a very early gas here from Vulture AV. There is a Forge, so he's going to choke up, most likely. There's the Cybernetics core coming out as well. Pearl going to build a pylon there, inside the choke. He told me that he tried something different from the usual style that he usually plays, so I'm curious to see how this one works out. He's been practicing it a little bit, I have heard or seen, but it wasn't very successful the last time I was observing a game of his and went for this build specifically. This time it might work out way different, I'm not too sure. Maybe it's going to work out in favor of Hollywood AV, who knows. Hollywood AV has managed to... Hollywood AV has some very high highs when he's playing really well, but also has some significantly low lows when he's playing as high as a kite. There's an academy coming down, still making Marines from those 3 barracks. There is the choke coming up for Vulture AV, effectively going to be blocking Hollywood out of his base. Another gas coming down there. Cybernetics core has finished up. He's just waiting for the minerals so he can start a Cybernetics core. I mean a Cybernetics robotics facility, or possibly a Citadel of Doom. There's already a factory coming out for Hollywood AV. He didn't add on to a command center. He's just gonna stick to that single command center and probably go for a very aggressive play here, because he saw that choke there, and he might be planning on pushing that in with some early aggression, because the medics are already coming out. And he's got a couple of Marines there. And there's the +1 command center finally coming down. He's also researching the stim upgrade. It's gonna be finishing soon. There is the robotic facility coming out for Vulture. He stopped making zealots for just a little while, so he's gonna plan on throwing down maybe another robotic facility, or maybe a Citadel of Doom in addition to the one he already has. Another cannon coming down at the choke. The cannon there is gonna block 2 Dunes from leaving the base, so he's gonna have to stick to just Dark Templars and Zealots for the foreseeable future. There's the Citadel of Dune. Gonna wait up for that 200 gas to maybe throw down a second robotic facility, or is gonna go for the instant robotics support bay, which might lead me to believe that we'll be seeing a Templars archetype right after. Like, this is a variation of the Korean build, so to speak. The Korean build, it's a double robotic facility followed up by a Citadel of Dune and robotic support bay. But this scenario, he's going for the robotic support base. Yeah, and Templar's Archive most likely. Maybe no Templar's Archive at all. Because he did queue up a Reaver. And he is queuing up more Zealots now. He's making a skeleton of pylons he can build more gateways onto. And Zealot legs are not on the way. He's gonna go for a drop. Alright, he's gonna go for a drop, and he's gonna drop in a couple of Zealots. And this is a 550 shuttle Zealot drop that's pretty early on into the game. Most of the time people don't have shuttles, turrets at this part of the game just yet. And Hollywood does have a turret right here. But Vulture can drop those Zealots anywhere inside of Hollywood's base. Hollywood has no units on the southern side of his base, near his main. All those units are in the front. Shuttle comes flying in. He's going to take some damage from that shuttle, but he's going to unload all of his Zealots. Oh, one doesn't want to get out. All the Zealots are out. He's going to take down that turret there. That's going to make it easier for his next shuttle to fly in. But the next shuttle is delayed. Marines coming down to the minerals. Sniping some SCVs. He's doing a great job taking some SCVs down, making the most of this situation after losing the shuttle. And I think he killed about 6 or 7 SCVs there. A great pickup for Vulture. Slowing down Hollywood's economy, and Hollywood having delayed both of his command centers just a little bit, is going to have to take a little bit longer to recover from that and build up his economy to the point where he's going to be safe. There's no choke up yet. His entire front is open. Not sure if I agree with that. Actually, I'm entirely sure that I don't agree with that one. Even the bunker here is slightly misplaced. But there's only going to be space for a turret here instead of being able to build a depot, a depot, and a depot, and a depot. 4 depots on a row here. So his front is going to be a little bit weaker than it should be. It might backfire for him, but I'm expecting Vulture to go for mostly a drop-centric playstyle here. He's loading up another shuttle, and this time there's a Reaver in there along with 2 Zealots instead of just Zealots. There's a Templar's Archive being added on. There's a Stargate, and there's another robotic facility coming down as well. Building cannons all around his nexus just to protect against tank drops, but there's no starport out for Hollywood just yet. Hollywood is just happily playing it really safe. Already killed a Marine there. The Marine spotted the shuttle. He's unloading there on the top side. He's going to try to micro that Reaver. Drops the Reaver on the low ground. Reaver gets a beautiful shot off. Picks up the Reaver once again. Marines trying to stim down the shuttle. Chasing down the shuttle. But the Zealots are in the way. Zealots now going to take down those Marines on the low ground. And Hollywood's going to have to pull those Marines from the front to the back. Shuttle is just hanging there very safely. Shuttle's now going to come flying back in. Going to get dropped on the low ground. Going to try to get a shot off on those Marines. There's a shot on the Marines. Go 4 Marines with that shot there. And takes it back up. Flies all around the base. Marines try to catch it, but Marines focusing on the Zealots first. He gets another beautiful shot off, and he picks up the Reaper once again and flies out of the base. Meanwhile, inside of the base, he has been building a couple of Zealots. His shuttle has finished as well. More shuttles are on the way, so he's going to go for mass drops. Korean style, as he said it himself. Or as everyone here on SCW like to call it, Korean style Protoss with heavy mass drop style, where you just keep sending in shuttles with units. You're going to have to be a little closer as well, because turrets are going to be coming down for Hollywood AV all around the side of his base. There's an armory out now for Hollywood. He's adding on more barracks, and that is a Terran factory. He's building no starport. He's not planning on using... Oh, there's a starport. I jinxed it, alright. Shuttle comes flying in, filled up with units. He's dropping those units somewhere right on top of Hollywood AV's units, and Hollywood is now in a lot of trouble because he's going to have to stim into those Zealots, but there's way too many Zealots for him to contest. And there's still the Reaver. The Reaver just dropped right next to the SCVs. The SCVs running away, going to get shot off. Shuttle is on low HP. Shuttle flies back. Reaver is still inside there. Reaver's going to get a shot off. Reaver, the Scarab is flying, and the Scarab gets stuck in between those barracks. And eventually it butts on the bunker, doesn't get any damage done there. Another shuttle now picking up the Reaver. Reaver gets flown in closer to those SCVs, gets a shot off. Will the Scarab hit? Scarab hits, it kills only a couple of SCVs there. And ooh, he gets a better shot off that time around. Means more SCVs have died. Oh, even more, another 8 SCVs have gone down as well. That Reaver drop was very successful. This drop from Vulture AV is a very, very successful drop. I really am liking this playstyle from Vulture. Hollywood hasn't really prepared himself all that well against his playstyle, because I'm quite sure he wasn't expecting it, because Vulture hasn't played this style all that often. Maybe a handful of times, so this is one of the first times that we're seeing it, and it's working out pretty well. So far, it looks like Vulture is having the upper hand over Hollywood, and there's a huge opening here where there are no turrets where you can fly those shuttles in very easily, and unloading those shuttles in the wide open zone where they can start attacking those Marines on the low ground. I might even be a good choice for Vulture here to just go for a huge frontal attack instead of having to fly those shuttles in, but those shuttles are really dealing bio damage to Hollywood. Hollywood's losing a lot of units non-stop, constantly, and even his SCVs are now threatened by that Reaver. He's gonna have to step these Marines up to that section there because those SCVs are exposed and so weak. Oh, he gets a shot off and the Scarab does. Oh, that's good for Hollywood. Unfortunate for Vulture there. But Vulture has a huge lead over Hollywood now. He's 56 supply ahead on Hollywood and has a huge base build-up as well. He's got 5 robotic facilities and at least 10 or so gateways and adding on 4 more. Actually, how many does he have? 5, 4? Oh, he got exactly 10 gateways. So that'll be 14 gateways, plus those gateways down here are finishing up. Shuttles have been loaded up, gonna go for another drop. He should go for a frontal attack as well at the same time. Oh, even because it's quite easy for those cells to get in there. He flies in, he's gonna drop right on top of the tank because the tank is the weak spot. Oh no, wait, he's gonna fly past. He's gonna go for somewhere else. He might even fly down to the corner there, but he's not agreeing with me. He's gonna fly and drop as soon as there. He gets a beautiful storm of a couple of Marines. Marines went down. Even the Reaver got a beautiful shot out. The Reaver went up taken down eventually though. So it's mostly just a lot of bio loss here for Hollywood AV. His SV count has managed to rack back up. Well, that is good for Hollywood AV. He manages to avert at least damage to his mineral line this time around. So this little bit staying alive for a little longer. Hollywood doing a good job staying alive, but Vulture at the same time is doing a great job of applying pressure onto Hollywood. Loading up a total of 10 shuttles this time around. 12 shuttles this time around. Oh, it's just 11 shuttles. Right, he didn't load up a couple of them, but he's gonna fly in a couple of them from a different direction to full AV. Hollywood. He's gonna drop on the choke here. He's gonna drop right on top of the choke there and clear out this entire section as all these Marines there are cut out in the cold. The bunker is being forced to take the brunt of the damage. A couple of guns coming in from the front as well. Beautiful attack here from Vulture. Vulture is wreaking havoc there. It's taking longer than I thought he would on those bunkers there. So these Marines stimming in from the bottom side. He's going to clear out those zealots eventually, but the choke has been cleaned up. A lot of units have gone down as well. Hollywood's side supply has dropped by at least 40 in that exchange. And Vulture is already back to rebuilding his mass quite quickly. Already back on almost 178 supply. Down from about 130. So the massing is really quick here for Vulture. Vulture now sending another drop on the bottom side there. Gonna fly in and he gets in there, gets a storm off. The storm kills 20. And this one kills 30, so he killed 30 SCVs there. Now he's gonna morph into the park on to buy himself a little bit more time. Those Marines stimming down, gonna have to enter that bunker. That bunker is empty right there, entering the bunker. Now he can start firing on the Archon. The Archon has no. Oh, the Archon is in the process of morphing. It's gonna go down before it finishes morphing. The Zealots there still taking down those bunkers. So the drop is already flying in on the front there, just unloading on top of those tanks. That's not really successful, but another drop is also coming at the same time. And this one is empty, right? Just a distraction, forcing Hollywood to pull off his SCVs, which again is a win. It slows down his income, considering over the last 30 SCVs just to the drop prior. And I would really love to see him just drop a mass right here. This is a huge open space here where there's absolutely nothing, and there's just a lot of depots here. Exposed armories exposed as well, engineering bay there as well. And it would force Hollywood to pull all his units away from the front, and after that he could just immediately go for a frontal attack, but instead he's going for a frontal attack right now, right here. Considering he's got some upgrades on his Zealots, well, one upgrade actually. There's 114. Hollywood's been doing a good job of getting his upgrades up better than Vulture has. Those Reavers on top of the tanks are just going to take down a lot of these units here on the low ground. Green stimming in, the front here is going down. Vulture though, Hollywood though, I think let's manage to extend. Oh, he gets a bit of a storm off on those Marines. That's absolutely critical. That's a huge pickup for Vulture there, and a huge loss for Hollywood. Hollywood is really feeling the burn here. He's getting picked off little bit by little bit. The bits and tiny structures of his base getting chipped off little bit by little, like trying to burst into a shell, turtle shell or whatever. I'm just trying to make some analogy here, but it's not really working. But he's like chipping away at something, and Vulture is the thing that's chipping away, and Hollywood is being chipped at. And another drop coming in. What's in there? Reavers, Templars, Zealots, more Zealots, and even more Reavers. So there's 3 Reavers there with 2 Templars. That's gonna be absolutely disgusting if that does manage to land on a good spot. The best spot to land would be right here on top of this tank, so this tanks cannot fire on those Reavers, but I don't think he's gonna drop there. I think he's gonna drop it right here on below. Again, get those beautiful storms off. Alright, Reaver's getting up on the low ground. One Reaver goes down immediately. He gets a beautiful shot up on submarines and kills most of the SCVs there. That's 40 or 30 SCVs that immediately went down for Hollywood, and Hollywood now only has SCVs scattered around his base and SCVs on his gas, and pretty much no other SCVs left in his base. He's on very low minerals, 400 minerals in total, in fact. And he put about 10 SCVs back on his minerals. There's a couple SCVs there still in the front, but they're really exposed and unable to build anything because there's no minerals. So he's gonna have to pull them back to the minerals to help them start mining and recovering. But Vulture is really, really big here. Load up those shuttles. He's gonna drop on the choke once again. Gonna drop those Reavers right on top. We're going to drop the Reavers a little bit further away. Siege tanks are not cheesed up. Zealots come streaming in. He's gonna unload those Reavers right on top again. The cleanup going. He's gonna clean up. Alright. The Reavers do go down quite quickly there. The Reavers have gone down, but he gets beautiful shots off. All have been cleared out. The Brokers have been cleared as well. No drop is flying in from the side as well. His drop gets focused down by Vulture, so by Hollywood, so that's a good job from Hollywood, but it might just be in vain. All of his units are being cleared out. He's only on 68 supply now, 65. Gonna be down to 60 soon. Whereas Vulture already almost back on 200 supply there, and those Zealots just gonna keep running in and killing whatever they run into. On 102 upgrades already. Oh, Vulture, you are doing quite a good job. I'm still seeing some small mistakes and lack of absolute perfect target selection here and there, but this is a good job. This is a great Terror Protoss here that you're displaying, really making it hard for Hollywood to come out alive or staying alive. It's just losing so much units, and as we can see, call the GG as the Arbiter comes in. And the Arbiter is pretty much just the death sentence there. Although we could have just kept streaming more units in. And he played quite a low probe count. I like that. Not going for a huge amount of probes, just steadily building onto his base and making more Zealots, sending them out into the fray, dealing damage, chipping away, and eventually killing his opponent. Well, his opponent surrendered. There was no killing involved. But, fun game from Vulture. Shout out to Vulture for always being such a nice guy. And, well, Hollywood, you played well, but Vulture had you by the balls. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Come back for my next video somewhere in the near future. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight, maybe next week. Anytime. Whenever I feel like it, I'll be dropping another video. And, yeah. Hope you enjoyed it.